gonna start thinking about what I wanna do for my walls. And I have a lot of walls to do because I have 8. So there's several things that you can do. You can pretty much do anything you want with the walls, but they do need to be decorated, and a couple of them are gonna need to house some artworks. You're gonna have 2 wall murals, so kind of thinking about what kind of wall mural you're gonna do and which walls you're gonna do them on. I'm probably even gonna come in, I should have probably planned in my journal, but if I'm also planning as I'm doing it, maybe I'm gonna say this is gonna be a mural wall, so I'm writing the word mural really lightly down here. It's not gonna stay there, it's just a plan. I also have to have 3 2D artworks, so that might mean framed artworks that are on the walls. So if this is a mural wall, the entire wall is going to be done, whether that's painted, whether that's, I guess you probably want to paint. You could use colored pencil, but the whole thing's going to be a picture, probably to do with whatever you're doing. Since my door is here, I think that I will just add wallpaper to it, or I will paint it like a solid color so that it doesn't take away from my mural. So this is just going to be kind of left alone, no artworks hung on that. And then I still have those 3 framed artworks, so I'm probably going to put a framed artwork here. So I'm going to say 2D art, okay? And I'm just labeling kind of what I want to do. So I know that one of my framed artworks is going to go here, one of my murals is going to go here. I think I'm going to do another 2D artwork here. That means I still need 1 more 2D artwork and 1 more mural. So I think I'm going to do my other mural maybe over here. So I'm going to write mural. And then I'm going to leave this guy blank. Maybe I'll do some kind of quote or something fun on it. I'm going to do this, just a regular wall. And yeah, I think I'm gonna put my 2D artwork here, actually, my other 2D. I have to do 3 2D artworks. So now I've got it all labeled, so I know I have my 2 murals accounted for, and then where my 3 2D artworks are going to go, which are probably going to be artworks that I'm going to frame. I would honestly work on those separately on like a final piece of paper. Okay, so just a piece of paper, and kind of map out the size. So think about like how big do I need my artwork to be? I'm going to take a ruler and kind of see what I would maybe think. It could be smaller, it could be bigger. You could do a couple on a wall if you wanted to. I think I'm going to say like 4 inches by maybe 3 inches. So knowing kind of what size that'll look like, I'm going to come over here and I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to draw a 4 inch by 3 inch rectangle so I can create my artwork. And then what my plan will be is to take my artwork that I create on the separate piece of paper, and then I will cut it out and put it onto the wall in my gallery. You could get real fun with it and even make it more 3D by adding in like paper behind it so that it'll stick up off the wall, or you can allow it to lay pretty flat against the wall. You can create the frame separately, or maybe you want to create the frame right in here. If you're creating a frame right in here, like maybe I want it to just be part of the rectangle that I just made, I can come in and start to plan where that frame might be. I would highly recommend a ruler, unless you can sketch a fairly straight line. Otherwise, grab a ruler and draw in your frame. I'm going to straighten out my not so straight line. And then you should have chosen an artist of inspiration. So that artist of inspiration, and if you haven't chosen one, start to think about what you want to do. That artist of inspiration is kind of going to help you gear what you want your museum to look like. Is it going to be kind of all pastels because your artist of inspiration is Monet? Or is it going to be really bright colors because your artist of inspiration is Romero Britto? Or are you going to go kind of Banksy style with graffiti art kind of done on your walls? You have to think about your artist of inspiration and kind of gear your own artwork that you're creating toward that. So before you move forward with creating your 2D artworks, definitely think about what that might look like. I'm gonna cut out my little frame here just so I can kind of show you what you're gonna do. After you complete the whole artwork and the frame, not once it's just sitting here all white, then you're going to be putting it into your museum. You do probably want to complete your walls first. So say this is one of my little framed artworks, and I know because I labeled it that I want my 2D artwork here. So this is probably going to end up being hung here. Before I can hang it, one, I have to complete the picture in the frame, but two, I also need to complete this wall before I'm putting anything on it. There are a bunch of kind of decorative papers at the front of the classroom that you are welcome to use, and I'm actually going to go ahead and grab a piece real quick. Who knows what I'm going to grab because I haven't picked anything yet. So like I said, you can paint the walls and let that dry and then mount your artwork. You could use some of the kind of decorative paper to put as like your wallpapered walls. What I'm going to do is kind of fold back this wall and line it up over here so I can see where the edge is going to be and I know what size I want. And I'm going to come in and I'm going to draw a line on my paper. Please don't cut out of the middle of the paper. That kind of screws up the piece for everybody else. Instead, make it still usable for other people. So I came in and I just did it off the edge here, and I'm going to cut out my wallpaper. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my wallpaper, I'm going to grab a glue stick, and I'm going to glue it right into place, right? Then my fancy museum has some fancy wallpaper. And then eventually, once my picture's finished, I will hang it on my gallery wall, which will just be amazing. And you can use the decorative paper. Ooh, look, that's fancy decorative paper too. I don't know. I think I still like this side. You can use that for a few of your walls. I wouldn't cover them all on that wall. I think you need to really mix it up and make it very interesting. If the whole thing's covered in the same papers, it's gonna be pretty boring. So I'm gonna go ahead and put my wallpaper on, make sure it's lined up nice and straight. I have a lot of extra paper from that I can put away. Please make sure you do put that back in the bin so that somebody else can use it. Okay, so there's my little wall. And my wood floor is almost dry, so we can start to see how this is all gonna come together. I need to go in and work on the details now. Where did I have my arch? My arch was in front of this one. So right now, this is where I'm at with my little gallery. And I'm gonna go ahead and work on my floor again.